To start off, we'd like to introduce the head coach of the University of Texas, Tom Herman. Coach Herman, if you could please go ahead and give us a brief opening statement.
Sure. Thanks, John. Just extremely excited to be one of the very few select teams to participate in a New Year's Six bowl game, and to have it be the prestigious Sugar Bowl, is just icing on the cake. And really proud of our team for what they've accomplished. Although, certainly disappointed with the outcome in our championship game yesterday. This is a definite reward for them and the season that they've had. And, having been to the Sugar Bowl as a coach myself, I know what a fantastic operation it is. Our guys, I told our team that they're going to have a wonderful time. They'll be treated as first class as possible of any bowl game out there. And it's, again, a tremendous honor to be a part of that. And I know Coach Smart and his program. I've had a chance to speak with him many times over the years, and we've shared ideas. I know I watched their championship game, and I know what a formidable opponent Georgia will be. And I know how he coaches and, the level of play that we're going to be competing against. And I look forward to seeing him in New Orleans, and just excited to be a part of it.
Thank you very much, Coach. Bernard, we'll now open it up to questions.
At this time, I would like to remind everyone, in order to ask a question, please press star, then the number 1 on your telephone keypad. First question is from Anwar Richardson from Rivals.com. Please begin your question.
How are you doing?
I'm good, Anwar. How are you?
Good, Coach. Hey, Coach, the last time the University of Texas played a bowl game outside of the state of Texas was in 2011. Obviously, this predates you. But from a guy who has that Peach Bowl experience at Houston, simplistically, what does it mean for you guys to just kind of get on a plane, get outside of their familiar surroundings, and experience something different, especially for some of these seniors?
Yeah, I think, that all bowl games are good bowl games because it means you've had a successful season. But I do think that it is there is an added benefit to kind of getting outside the state of Texas and seeing things that you aren't as readily available for you to see as a student athlete. We do have quite a few players on our roster from the state of Louisiana, so I think it'll be a nice homecoming for them. But you're right. The bowl experience for the student athlete is supposed to be one where they can go and enjoy something, enjoy the fruits of their labor, so to speak, and enjoy something that may not be available to them had they not reached that bowl game. And so to do it at one of, if not the most prestigious bowl games, in certainly one of the most historic bowl games in college football history is a real treat, and like you said, especially for our seniors.
Your next question is from Brian Davis from Austin American State. Your line is open.
Yeah, Tom. Just kind of building on that. Did you sense any more excitement out of guys like Charles or Beck or any of these seniors who really were when this team wasn't going to bowl games at all, and now they're playing on New Year's Day? Did you sense anything more out of those seniors?
Well, considering I'm in Waterloo, Iowa, at the Unidome watching a junior college football game, the only communication I've had with our team right now has been through text. So I'll be in the office tomorrow and probably be able to answer that. But I certainly don't want to put words in their mouth. But how can considering what this senior class has gone through as a group, and to know that they're the class that led Texas back to a New Year's Six bowl game, I'm sure there's a lot of pride and excitement with that senior class.
And real quick, was there any injury updates on Caden?
I haven't received one yet. What I understand is he's getting an MRI today, and we should know more this afternoon.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Next question is from Sam Kahn from ESPN.com. The line is open.
Hey, Tom, I'm curious, obviously, this experience of hey, how's it going?
It's going great, man.
I know the bowl experience is obviously a big deal, but I'm curious with this being in New Orleans, obviously Louisiana, as you mentioned, guys on your roster, there's a recruiting presence for you guys there. Is there any tangible recruiting benefit to playing this game, in New Orleans and Louisiana, a target recruiting area for you?
I think sometimes that gets a bit overblown because although recruits, if your practices are open to the public, recruits can come to practice. You can't talk to them if it's in a dead period. And so, is it nice that the kids from New Orleans and Baton Rouge get to see, the burnt orange maybe driving down I-10 and, banners and posters up throughout the city of New Orleans? Yeah, I do think that has a subliminal effect a little bit, but the being able to personally communicate with these recruits, it makes it difficult because your practices are during a dead period, and they've got the same access as the general public would.
Next question is from Mike Griffith. Your line is open.
Coach, tell me, I think my history is right here. So 2014, you were the coordinator at Ohio State that beat Alabama in the college football playoffs in the Sugar Bowl, and Kirby was the D coordinator. I don't know how much you dived into this Georgia team yet, but I guess I'll just jump right out and ask you for some similarities and ask you, maybe to reflect on what that night meant to your career.
Yeah, I until you brought it up, I didn't even, think twice about it, and that is an interesting factoid that both of us competed against each other as coordinators in the Sugar Bowl just 4 years ago, I guess it would be. So I don't know a whole lot about Georgia. Obviously, like I said, I'm in Iowa right now recruiting, and we'll spend some time certainly diving into the X's and O's and all of that. I do know, I've seen a lot of the statistics, and they're in the top 20 in the country in damn near every offensive and defensive statistic. From statistics alone, it looks like a very balanced team. And obviously, I watched the game, or a little bit of it. I was in a recruit's living room last night, watched a little bit of it, but we know what they've been able to do. I mean, they played in the national championship game last year. They were on the verge of being in the playoffs this year. Kirby's, got that thing rolling, and we're going to need our A game to have a chance to compete.
Next question is the last question from Dylan Weber from DAW Post. Your line is open.
Hey, Coach. In the Big 12, y'all's game plan has been mostly around defending the passing game, but going up against Georgia, how big of a change in that, and how difficult is it to adjust to having to go against a predominantly run game or strong run game?
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a misnomer. We played a team in Oklahoma yesterday that had gone 6 straight games of rushing for over 290 yards, at least 290 yards. The week prior, was against a Kansas team that had a freshman running back named Puka Williams who rushed for 200 and something yards against Oklahoma the week prior to that. So, there is some teams that do like to throw it in our conference, but the last 3 games that we played, being Iowa State, Kansas, and then Oklahoma, are all in the conversation for very difficult teams to defend running the football. So I don't think transitionally it'll be anything too formidable for us. But we pride ourselves in our run defense, and we certainly understand the way that Georgia's built. That we're going to need our best on January 1st, certainly against the run.